All right. Thank you so much for downloading today's episode of The Red Pill Investor. My name's Carl Krenzel, here to help you with your real estate sales skills. Here to help you make more money in less time. Thank you so much for joining me here today on the Red Pill Investor podcast. If you're joining me here from the Red Pill Investor and you're a long-time listener, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you're a first-time listener, this is the first time you've heard about us because you've just recently joined us from YouTube at my Sell More Homes Now channel, Sell More Homes Now. Then welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I think today what you're going to find is hopefully some good information, some stuff that's going to help you. Today what we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and review a couple quick calls that I had made in my prospecting session today that I wanted to record and share with you. Now, as you may or may not know, I do use the RedX system. It's the RedX Vortex dialer that I use, and it actually records the calls at your discretion. If you'd like, you could certainly record them and go ahead and save them so you can send them to your coach or put them in a podcast like I do. Now, in these particular calls, there's a couple things I want you to hear. In each one of them, you're going to hear something that is going to be, there's a reason why. There's a reason why I put them in here, right? This next call, the first call we're going to go through is what I like to call the snitching call, right? I mean, when you think about it, there's always that friend. There's always that friend that you have that's always in everybody's business, right? You know who that person is, and if you don't know who it is, maybe it's you, I don't know. But when you think about it, there's always that one person in your circle who tends to think for the group. And when you're calling, when you're daily prospecting, as I recommend, then you come across all kinds of people and all kinds of stories. So listen in as their friend tells me a little bit about what's going on with their friend's property. And tune in.
Hello.
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am better than I deserve. Thank you. I'm not certain if I have the right person, so I apologize. Are you the lady who owns that home over there on 3rd Street?
Do I have a home?
Yes, ma'am.
Or am I interested in selling? Yes, that's my house.
Okay, good deal. I was just making sure I had the right place. Well, my name is Carl Krenzel. I'm a broker who buys property. Since you brought it up, have you considered selling that property?
No.
Okay, no problem. Well,
it's my source of income, yeah.
Yes, ma'am, I hear you. That's a great little spot to have. I was actually looking for something myself in that area. Do you know of anybody in that area or anywhere here in town who's got an unwanted home that I could buy for cash?
Anybody. Okay. So I have this friend. If you do not let her know that I told you this, I would appreciate it. Her name is...
I just kind of cold called. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cold call, hey, how you doing? That's no problem. Go ahead.
Okay. I have encouraged her on several occasions to sell her house. And I'm thinking that maybe her reticence is that she's a great procrastinator, and I don't, for her it might be too much to look for somebody that would even buy her house.
Sure.
So her house is on, I think, and it's about 3 or 4 houses in off of Craycroft. And I don't know if you're familiar with the area. It's real close to Fort Lowell. And if you want to give her a call, like you said, a cold call, let me get you her number real quick.
Please, go ahead.
Okay, hold on. I might lose you, so if I do, call me back, okay?
That's no problem.
Okay, hold on. 390 242. And I wish I had the street number for you, but I don't.
That's no
Her
problem.
name is...
What was it? Okay.
Okay. Let me double
All
check.
right.
I'll work with you.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I have.
Okay, great. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Well, it'll cold call, and we'll see what happens. Fair enough.
Okay. Yes, sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Please stay out of the heat today, okay?
Oh yeah, seriously. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Uh-huh.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have you ever got one of those robot calls? One of those artificial intelligence AI type calls? They can sound so real and the conversations can be almost flawless. You know, sometimes when you get to prospecting with a script or you say the same thing over and over and over again, you run in danger of sounding like a robot. Listen in on this conversation and how I had to save this one.
Hello.
Hi, this is Carl Prenzel. How are you?
I'm good. Who is this?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Carl Krenzel. I was actually looking for Steve. He owns a property over there in Princeton. Is that your property?
Yep.
Cool. Again, my name's Carl. I was just calling to see if you'd consider selling that home to me. Would you?
No. Every time somebody
Yeah.
does a cold call, they're well below whatever it should be selling for. So
I apologize. Could you repeat that?
speaker.
No, I didn't hear you. What did you say? Something about a cold call and giving you less?
Anytime
how much
somebody
is your home
calls
worth?
me and asks,
Okay.
you're a computer.
No, it's a real person. I actually grew up on Fond du Lac, and I went to Santa Rita High in Carson. I remember when Lakeside the dam broke and the water came through. I'm not a computer. I trust me. Now
Okay.
I understand from what you said something to the effect that every time somebody calls you, they want to give you less than it's worth, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Anybody
Is that
that
what you
cold
said?
calls me, anybody who cold calls wants to give much lower than what it's worth. So not interested.
Okay, well, I'm just curious. I apologize for what other people have done, but I mean, I'm calling you, and I'm curious. How much do you think it's worth?
If you go between Zillow and Realtor, it's anywhere from high 140s to low 160.
Okay, I'm a broker here in town. In fairness, just to be fair with you, there. So, I mean, I'm able to obviously look it up, but I mean, what would you fare? I mean, if I was to buy it from you, let's just say all cash and close on the day that you want to do, what would you consider would be a fair price for your home in its current condition? Now, obviously, I don't know what it is, but I mean, what do you think?
145.
Well, that's not so bad. Okay, so I mean, I'm just kind of guessing then that it's in better than average
There's no
condition.
realtor fees. Yeah, it's average.
Right.
There's
I
no
get
realtor
that.
fees. 145.
Yeah, I
148.
get that. Okay. All right, no worries. And I'm just curious, so I'm taking it then that your property is probably on the high end as far as condition. It's a little bit better than average. Is that fair to say?
I would think so.
Okay, fair enough. No worries. And one last thing, if I was to buy it or anybody else, I'm just curious, where would you go? Would you stay here in town? Would you take off? I mean, if you would
It's
it
a rental
would it
property.
pose a problem for you?
It's a rental property.
Oh, it is. Oh, I see. Okay. No worries. Have you got tenants in there now?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay, are they like on a month-to-month thing, or they got like a long-term lease?
Their lease expires in August.
Ooh, even better. Okay, right on. And if you don't mind me asking, Steve, and I'm certainly interested now you've got my interest, how much, if you don't mind me asking, are they paying in a rent?
I'm not going to answer that one.
Okay,
That
no
would
worries.
be
Well,
cool.
is it like a family friend kind of discount thing? I mean, because if that's the case, that's cool. I mean, believe you me, I've done that too. I'm just trying to figure out, like, because a house like that, I assume it has air conditioning, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
And all
a
the
house
windows have
like
been
that,
changed
I
to
mean,
dual pane.
oh yeah, gosh, I mean, a place like that could probably rent. I'm guessing in the 1600s a month or so at the minimum. So, all right, well, listen, okay, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't I do this? I don't mind. My name's Carl. Why don't I just? You said their lease is up here in August. Did you say?
Correct.
Okay, and is that the end of the month or the first?
Honestly, I don't remember. They've been in there for 3 years, 4 years.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. No problem. Well, do you anticipate them staying, or is this something you'd be open to selling? Because I mean, quite honestly, Steve, I mean, if I don't buy it, I mean, there's a lot of people out there who would be considering buying.
Well, no, I get
And the
I
market
get people
right.
offering all the time.
Oh, I
People,
believe it,
I don't
and
even know
you're
how they get my
probably
phone
right.
number.
I mean, I'm sorry.
So I've had that house since 2000, so I'm not really in a hurry to sell it.
Oh no, I can imagine that. No, I was just thinking perhaps that is this the only rental property you have?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, the only reason why I'm asking is I'm sure you're probably just like me. I mean, you've seen that area. I grew up in that area. You know what that area is like. And right now, I mean, the values in that area have just, I mean, probably have been the best that they've been since that time you bought it. And I'm wondering, has anybody kind of given you an idea recently of what that property would be worth if you were to sell it just in the open market?
Well, the realtor I use, we talked a couple months ago, actually, she was going to put it up at 160. But
Okay. All right.
I kind of really just not on the fence whether I want to make those people move out or not.
I understand that completely. All right. And I'm just curious, when you do plan on putting it on the market, do you plan on putting it on the market like August, kind of like off the market, kind of like it's on NLS, but there's no sign kind of thing, and then people are just going to see it by contract?
Don't know. Haven't really gone that far with it.
Oh, I got it. Okay. Well, you know, Steve, I got to be honest with you. I really appreciate you being patient with me and taking my call, and you know, especially with it being out of the blue and all that. I totally get the awkwardness of it, and I appreciate the fact that you've stuck in there with me. Well, listen, what would be a good time for me to talk with you further about this? Is there a time we can get together and talk about it?
Yeah, if you want to call me towards the end of the month.
Okay. All right, we'll do. All right. Well, listen, Steve, I appreciate your time. And since I've got you here anyway, I imagine you probably have some other friends that are kind of in the same situation. Do you know anybody else who's got an unwanted property that I could buy for cash right now? Okay. All right. Good deal. Well, listen, I'm going to give you a jingle towards the end of the month, and I hope you have a great day. Okay?
Thank you.
In this next call, what you're going to hear is someone who says for me to call them back in a year. Now, sometimes the essence of being a good prospector and a good salesperson is being able to read between the lines and have some common sense. So in this particular circumstance, what you're going to hear is the lady is about to have her daughter move in, and the daughter, along with the new baby and her new husband, are planning on staying for a year. I don't know how long that's going to work out, and that's why I'm definitely going to follow up with these people. This is why you prospect every day. You prospect every day so you can find these in the future types of business sometimes. You find these now business types of things. You look for leads. You look for people who are trying to do things. This one is when you want to definitely listen in. Tell me what you think. What would you have done?
Hello.
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm better than I deserve. Thank you. I'm not sure if I have the right person, so I apologize. I'm looking for the owner of a home on 33rd by the name of Espinosa. Have I got the right place?
Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect. Again, my name's Carl Krenzel. I'm a broker here in town. I buy property. I was just calling to see if you'd ever considered selling that home. Have you?
No. Is there a reason why you're calling, or?
Yeah, actually, I was just considering seeing if you'd be willing to sell it to me.
No, I understand that. I mean, but how is there, like, do you guys?
Why, your home in particular? Yeah, no problem. So there was a property that I wanted to buy down the way that recently sold, and it just sold in a day or so, and so I wanted to, live in the area, buy a home in the area. So I thought I would call everybody who kind of owned a home for more than 5 years, and so I've got a company that looks that data up for me, and I thought I would reach out to you. So, okay, well, no worries. Well, listen, do you know of anybody else in that area who might be open to a quick, open, open and shut kind of deal on an unwanted home. Do you know anybody?
No, but you can try us back in a year. We were thinking about maybe in a year.
Oh, is that a fact? Oh, I see. Okay, if you don't mind me asking, why a year as opposed to 5 years?
Just because my daughter moved in to save money for a year, so she can
nice.
buy a house.
Well, that's good. Okay. All right. Good deal.
And our youngest we were thinking about selling this year, but because our youngest daughter graduated. And I said, well, we don't need a 5-bedroom home. All our kids are grown, and this is the last one. But then our daughter moved in and with her baby, and her husband are, needing to save money to put a down payment for a house next year. So we gave them a year. And so I think that's what we're going to do. So if you need still need a property in a year, give me a call.
Yeah, no worries. Well, listen, what I'll do is I'll just mark down here just to kind of give you a jingle, in a couple months or whatever, just to kind of see how things are coming along, and then we'll touch base and we'll just kind of keep in the loop. How's that sound?
All right, well, that sounds great.
Awesome. Okay, well, listen, I appreciate you taking my call, and I hope you have a wonderful day, okay?
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
In this track, we're about to see what happens when somebody has multiple properties and they want to go ahead and consider selling one in this market. Remember, all of this is just from prospecting. It's just a matter of you trying to find someone who's interested in selling. Not everything's going to pan out, and not everything's going to work. But by consistently doing it every single day, it will pan out eventually. And as your skills get better, it'll pan out faster. Listen in, and hopefully your skill learning curve will get a lot shorter here.
Hello?
Hello? Oh, hi. This is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
Hi. Pretty good.
I'm not sure if I have the right person, so I apologize. I was looking for the owner of a home on Rob. Is that your home, sir?
Yes. This is Robert.
Oh, okay. Great. No problem. Again, my name is Carl Krenzel. I was just calling to see if you would consider selling your home to me. Would you?
Oh, I wasn't really planning on selling it or anything. How did you find out about my house? Or?
Yeah, no problem. So I'm a real estate broker here in town, and I buy properties all over, and I like that area. I grew up, actually, on Fond du Lac. I went to Carson, I went to Santa Rita, and I'm very familiar with the area. And so I just thought I would call through the neighborhood and see if there's anybody in there who's open to just a quick sale on an unwanted home. So have you considered selling that property at all?
Is it the 8450 or?
Yeah, 84. Why, you have more than one in there? Well, God bless your heart. That's good.
No. Well, yeah, I also own 8465. It's kind of.
Oh.
It's kind of close, but I've got my parents staying there, and then I'm almost right across the street at 8450.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, have you considered selling either one of those?
Well, my parents are kind of there for a bit, so I don't think they'll be. But me, I honestly haven't really thought about moving anywhere. I've just been kind of just hanging out there. But well, I'm not sure what the market is. I haven't taken a look in years, so I'm not sure what everything's at. But
well, I mean, I'm not sure. As I mentioned, I'm a real estate broker. I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not. But right now, this is probably the best time for homes in that area. Those prices are if you've got a relatively decent home, if you wanted to sell it, that's a pretty good time. Pretty good time is to sell it right now. Have you ever had anybody kind of give you an idea recently of what it might be worth?
You aren't the first person to call me. Actually, I had a call from someone at the bank. He said it was worth like 160. I'm like, wow, if it is, then that's awesome. But I haven't really checked, honestly. So yeah.
Well, if you'd like, well, I mean, I don't mind if you want. What I can do is I can just probably in the next day or so I can pull together some comparables for you and just email it to you. That way you'll have kind of an idea of what it might be worth in the open market. Would something like that help you?
Okay, yeah, sure. It's like I said, I haven't really looked at or haven't really thought about like moving or selling or anything like that. But and I don't want to waste anyone's time. But if you want to send it to me, yeah, I'll
Yeah, that's
take a
no
look
problem.
at
I mean, I do that all the time. I mean, usually, I mean, it's not where people will call somebody on the phone and they'll say, "Oh gosh, yeah, I would be interested in selling." It doesn't happen like that. Typically people are doing exactly what you're saying. Hey, yeah, give me an idea what it's worth, and then who knows? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Who knows?
Okay.
So, yeah, where would you like me to send that? That's no problem.
All right, it's 2086 email.
All right. 2086 correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Outstanding. Will do. Okay, yeah, just give me a day or so here to pull things together for you. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll email that over to you. Fair enough?
Yep, sure. Awesome.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today, and I hope you have a wonderful day, okay?
Thanks. You too.
Yeah, take care. See ya.
You too. Bye-bye.
Good things happen when you use the Red X Vortex dialer, I'll tell you, especially when you call for rent by owners. For rent by owners, up until the time that I started working with the Red X, were very difficult for me to get a hold of simply because you had a lot of property managers and stuff like that you had to sort through. But their system makes it super simple and it gets to the right people. So sometimes when you call these people and you talk to them, they tell you initially no. But after a while, people start thinking things through. And a no sometimes becomes a yes or a maybe. This is what happens when a maybe comes about from a no. Listen in while Lauren calls me back a couple days later, and this is the voicemail she left. And just so you know, I made an appointment with her for the 30th for the 2 properties she's considering selling. That is why you want to call for rent by owners, because they have more than one.
Hi, Carl. This is Lawrence. You called me on Monday about my property that I had listed for rent and I actually was talking to my husband about maybe the possibility of selling. We have 2 small kids, so it's always nice to entertain the idea of selling our rentals, so it's less work for me as a mom. We actually have another property in the area as well, so I wanted to kind of talk to you about both of those. And the only reason I'm calling you is if you're willing to pay, a fair market value for the properties. We obviously would not want to entertain the idea if you were just wanting to lowball us. So yeah, give me a call back and we can discuss more about both properties and kind of see what you guys are looking for. And also the other thing is they are rentals, so I have a year lease on them. So I definitely wouldn't want my poor tenants to be booted out. If you're not looking for it to be a rental, then also that wouldn't be an option then for us, because we have really good tenants over there and they all renewed for a year. So I wouldn't want them to be without their place to live. So let me know what your thoughts are and kind of how you guys operate and what you're thinking. So my number is 5. All right. Thanks so much, Carl. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, so what have we learned today? Well, a couple things. First, you definitely want to make sure you go ahead and prospect every single day. Now, here's the key. If you call expireds and canceled and for sale by owners, and you call them and sometimes they get to be a little frustrating and they hang up on you or they ignore your call. If you're a real estate investor or a wholesaler, may I highly recommend going ahead and making these calls to high turnover areas, right? Like you would if you were a realtor, you'd call a just sold area, something along those lines, in areas that you would want to prospect and work in, right? You want to work in those areas and call in those areas using the GeoLead system in the Red X, because you can call them 3 at a time. You can leave messages, and you can get all kinds of good data. You can get all kinds of great contacts, and it doesn't take very long to get the contacts that you need with the appointments that you need. So that being said, I've already had a couple other callbacks. I've got an appointment set today from the callbacks from the cold calling I was doing yesterday. So I've got a fellow who wants me to come out and take a look at his property, give him an idea how much I would give him for it. And so I'm going to head on out there. I appreciate you listening in as well. And as always, I hope you have a powerful sales day. Bye-bye.